Right, so we are going to be doing an oil change on our little Hyundai Z17 9A. We're going to do oil filters, air filters and fuel filters, and I thought I'd bring you along for a look. I'll just get you set up over here. Here's the weed digger, which is little Z17 9A, and we'll get you set up on the tripod. See if I can get that bit to go down. And hopefully we'll put you over here and the dog won't knock you over. I'll put you somewhere safely over there. Out there should do you. I know. Open up the back door. Of course you can't see there, so we'll move you to the other side where you can see from. Over there. Poking your nose in about there somewhere. Should be right. We'll get you about there. Just looking in there. Now, first thing we're going to do, move these goodies off the top. Put them out the way over there, and then we're going to get into here, and we'll open up the there's two bolts up here. There's one on either side of the seat plate. Once you've got those two bolts out, put them safely out the way. Just push the seat up in the air, and that gives you access in. The lid up. We've got the fuel filter down in there, oil filter down in there, and the air filters behind there. So we can start with the air filters. It's so easy. Just pop the two clips, pull that out the way, and both the air filters are just push in. And this inside one's a little tight, but it comes loose. You just got to wiggle it a bit and pull it out. Now these are both dirty. I already checked them earlier on. I banged them on the track, and a lot of dirt came out. So away with them, and start in with some new stuff. The cutty ruddy thing to cut the iron round. Right, for you, I will put on pause. Back again with a drill bit because I couldn't find a knife, so we can cut the tape. And get the tape cut, and right, get the filters out. So there's filter number outside, and over here is filter number inside. Great big box, little tiny filter. So this one goes into there, pushes in, and that one goes into there on the outside, and also just pushes in. Once they're in, clip it back together. Top clip's the harder one to do up. Bottom one's easy, just clips around like so. Just got to hook onto the lip. Where the lip is. Maybe I'm not having it as easy as I thought it was. Wait a minute. What's going on? Where did that sit right? There we go. Top one. Done. Right. Air filters are done. next thing will be to find a drain tray and we'll do the oil filter. Now I can't drain the oil right there because the blade and everything's in the way, so I'm going to have to start the digger up, turn it around so that I can position it so that I can drain the oil. So we'll get on and do that. That's the way, girl. You love it, don't you, honey? You just love fighting with me. You love chasing the digger around, don't you, girl? Hey, don't you just love it? Yeah, that's enough. Righto. Now we've got that didded. Get back in here. And we can now slip a drain tray underneath. And find the drain button. No, it's not there. No, it'll be. There's the drain button. Where's that drain down to? That drains down under there. So we'll put that there. And the oil filter's there. So we'll see if we can undo that by hand, which we won't be able to. No, we won't be able to. So I'll just go and find a oil filter tool. So you can run back again. I'm going to pop this filter loose. I just don't really want to damage the filter too much because just looking at this new one doesn't look like it's the right size. So pop that off. Well, I think the new one will work alright. It's got it looks like the O-ring should settle, and it's definitely got a similar size 3D bit. So let's see if we can get that on. See what it comes up like. A bit of oil on the O-ring and a bit on my fingers. Everything else. Wipe a bit on my trousers just to get it off of there, and we'll see if we can spin that. Well, it's going on. That's a good sign. And the O-ringy thing is, it's just a little bit outside. It's only the outside edge of it's outside, but I'm pretty sure it'll tighten on and seal up good. Screw her up a bit, get it reasonably tight so we don't have leakage issues. Right, next thing then, drop the oil. And the oil is very much like a 22 or a 24 mil. Right, now I'm going to find myself a spanner and be back in a tick. Righty-ho, so the spanner size is a 22mm, and I'm going to poke you in underneath here. So get ready to go upside down and in there, and up underneath here. You will see somewhere here where my fingers are, right where my fingers are, which I can see there. Right, there's your drain button. So we're now going to undo that and drop the oil out the bottom of the engine. There's a bit of fun and games, a bit of excitement, but you didn't know you were going on a joyride like that before. Alright, down on the ground there, you can watch. Of course, it's always nice if you've got a shed to work in and things to help you, but you don't always have those things, so sometimes you just have to lie in the dirt. So I am. Another thing I might just do is get a little bit of cardboard or something, because I can see that I am going to dribble oil all the way on the back of my digger. it in. I'm going to flip it up again. Go, puppy, let go of my boot. Stop it. That's not funny, eh? No fun and games when you're trying to eat my boot. None of that. That's silly games. Plastic. Bit of plastic. I have a bit of plastic over here. Just grab that. Just stop the oil going all over the place. Or make it worse. One or the other. Yeah, probably make it worse. Let's just let it. I'll just wipe it off after it's come down out of there. I'll just wipe it off. Stop eating my leg. That's fine. Stop eating my leg. You want a face full of oil. Get up there. Yeah. Yes, you would. Just loosening the top off, and that should let the oil drain freely. Which it is. Now we just got to wait. So while we're waiting, I'll put you on pause and go and clean my hands. Right. So whilst the oil's draining, we are going to get you somewhere where you can see what's going on in here for the fuel filter. Not 100% sure where that's going to be just yet. Maybe just hanging over the side of the side here. Probably just up here somewhere, somehow. Maybe. Up there, maybe. Maybe up like that. Yeah, you'll sit there alright. Righto, so we'll tilt you down there so you can see what's going on down inside. And under here's the fuel filter. So I'm just going to pop that off. Oh, I might go down. Pop these nutty bolts out of here. And then hopefully I can pull that up and around and have a look at that, because that's a fairly different filter to the one that I've got. I'm picking it must unscrew somehow, because it says somewhere I had the filtery thing. Let's see if we can get that on it, and we'll see if we can get that to unscrew. If we can. Oh, it might go that way too, by the way. Just quietly. Nope. Righto. This is going to be fun. Try and figure out how to get that off of that without busting everything. I can't really get a decent grip on it down in there with the filter tool. And I can't get a decent grip on it up there with the filter tool. Put you guys on hold for a bit while I deduce what to do. Rightio, so we have worked out a way to get it off. We have just, if I hold that with a screwdriver there, I've done it. Already got it to turn a smidgy, and now we've got it to turn a smidgy more. Now we can get that off. And I'm looking at this filter and looking at the other filter and thinking, yes, they're very, very different looking, so chances are the other one's not going to fit. We'll unscrew that off and see. I suppose it is unscrewing, so there's a good chance that it is going to fit. The other thing I worked out too, and as I was, while I had you guys on hold, and I was noticing earlier on that that other oil filter was a bit big looking compared to the one that came off. That's because the bigger filter was the fuel filter, and the smaller one is the oil filter. And now I've just spilled fuel all over it. So we'll actually, I'll be a monkey. So this one happens to be the fuel filter. So we'll spin that on. And then we'll get it into place. Oh, now, we won't do that up nice and tight just yet. We just want it up a little bit. Not tight, enough room for fuel to flow, because I'm going to turn the electricity back on, and we shall then be able to fill up the fuel filter with fuel. Oh, and that looks like it's starting to dribble already. It must be getting pretty full. So now we can nip it a little bit, and then we can pull it out and tighten it on. Right, so you just need to do them up hand tight. You don't want to try cranking them up any harder than that. Hand tight seals it all up. Now it's tidy, and I've got diesel oil all over my top of my engine. That's good. I'll clean that up. Hopefully it won't go on fire when I start it. No, I'll give it all a water blast once I've got the oil in anyway. So we're home and hosed. Fuel filter done. Oh look, on the side of there it shows little pictures. Well, made in the USA, and it says tighten that way, loosen that way, and it says pour fuel in it before you start. Well, there you go. Look. But you don't have to put the fuel in it before you start, because the digger's got a pump, electric pump, and it just pumps it full for you. There we go. Fuel filter done. Tighten those nuts and bolts back up again. Just a wee pull up to make sure they don't pop loose. And by now we should have all the oil near enough to drain right out. So we'll go and have a wee check of that, shall we? I'll just put you on pause. Righto. So now we're just going to haul you back down here, put you back down under there. I'll just poke my head under the side here underneath and check that the oil stopped dribbling out, which it hasn't. So we'll just have another bit of a smoko break, and we'll just make sure that drains out well, because it's just, the oil's pretty dirty, so I want it out. I want it all gone. So we'll just go on pause, and we'll see you a bit later on. Right, so we're just going to finish filling up that. I realised with this that there's a loosening bolt there. So what we'll do is we've loosened that off, and now we'll just flick the pump back on, and we'll wait until some oil, some diesel fuel squirts out. That should probably do it any minute. Any minute now. Any minute. Any minute. Any time. You never know when. Right about now, I'd say when it's going to start doing it, but I'll just give it a wee bit of time to let a bit of air get out. And now I'd say she's ready. So I'll just spin that nut down again, tighten her off, and that's it. Now she's should be bled, shouldn't have any airlocks in it, and should be as good as a bought one. Now we'll just let that all drain a bit more. Oh dear, it's down to the last few little drips, and so I think we'll put the bung in the bottom, fill her up with oil. There you go. Well, that sounds tinny, so I can't have any much on the bottom plate of it. Something anymore. Tight. Righto. Now we just have to figure out how much it takes. And I don't know, but we'll work that out as we go anyway. Probably only about, it'll be less than 4 litres. So I've got some, so the oil I'm going to be putting in it is this, Valvoline All Fleet Plus 900, E900, 15W40 oil. Um, it's pretty good oil. It's the one I've got for my truck, which takes a fairly high grade oil. And this little fella, this little girlie deserves high grade oil too, because she does a fair bit of work in between oil changes. So I'll chuck 4 litres in here, and then we'll see whether it all fits in or not. There we go, 4 litres. And pouring some of that in the top. We'll just pull the dipstick out so that's not getting coated in unnecessarily. And we will go. Nope. I'll just put you on hold again and go and get a funnel. Alright, back with a specially designed funnel made out of a soft drink bottle. Get the bits of soft drink bottle out of the funnel. Clean out, get rid of the soft drink, get rid of the bits of plastic with the grinder left behind, and then that can sit in the top of there. And it's even designed specifically to sit there because of the way that the bottle was made. And we're going to just pour in some oil. Interesting noise you are making. What do I reckon it needs? Well, I don't think it's going to need more than 4 litres, so at the moment we have 2, put in 2 and a bit. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than that. We'll stick in a dipper, wiggle it round, pull it out, and go. And just toss all on there. Only a bit of dirty oil out of the dipstick tube on there at the moment, so go again. Another litre or so in. I'm thinking by the look of the amount of dirty oil that's in the bottom, it's probably around 4 litres. Put in the dipper, pull it out, and we've got oil on a stick. At the moment we have, I'd say, 2/3 of a stick. Oh no, sorry, about a little bit less than half a stick. Halfway between the high and the low. We'll just dump a bit more. I reckon that 4 litres I put in there is probably going to be just about spot on. We'll see. Yeah, we've got about much left to go. That oil still looks horribly dark, doesn't it? It wouldn't do any harm to do the oil changes a bit sooner than what they recommend, I think. We'll put the rest of that in there. According to the service system, I reckon every 500 hours for the oil changes. But with all my tractors, it's always been every 200 hours. And this thing does as much work, if not more, in 200 hours to what my tractors do. So by the time we run that up and fill the oil filters up, that's going to be pretty close to spot on. Oh, mind you, the oil filter's about the size of a peanut, so it shouldn't be too bad though. Shouldn't be. I don't think it's going to be over full. I think it'll be pretty close to being on. Put the little cap back on up there. Give it another check out. At least it's got shiny new oil in it, even if it doesn't look shiny and new. Oh, now it looks like it's seriously over full. Can't be. Yeah. Oh well. So be it. We shall we'll call that done. I think I have overfilled it a little bit, so that means what I'll end up doing is I'm going to wait for it to settle, and if it's a little bit overfull, I'll just let a little bit out of the drain bung. So that means that we're probably looking at, instead of, I think at about 4 litres, or probably a tad over 4 litres, so we're either looking at about 3.8 to 4 litres of oil. But that's alright. Now done. So now we just have to put the 2 bolts on that secure that seat. And once we've done that, we'll turn the key and we'll let it have a wee run. And then once we've done that, we'll turn it off, and later on I'll just empty that little bit of, I'll check the oil, and if it's still over full, most likely going to be still over full, I'll have to just let a little out. Down the right way. There we go. Give it a wee run up. Make sure that the fuel's not got an airlock on it. Good. Once we've had have it running for a bit, that'll fill up the oil filter, bits and bobs, and then once I check it later on, I'll be able to get a proper reading of where the oil's supposed to be on the stick. There we go. That'll be enough. I'll come back later on, just check that oil level on the stick, and as long as it's cooey, it won't matter if it's a tiddly wee bit above the mark, but if it's a mile above the mark, then I'll just dump a little bit out. Lovely. Hope you enjoyed.